I would like to introduce our last year's Millie Kondracki Award for Outstanding Advocacy, this beautiful young lady, Michelle Lane, our Louisiana State Director, who's going to talk a little bit about our new recipients. Thank you.
It was my pleasure and honor to stand here last year to receive this prestigious award and a dream of a lifetime to be included with the past recipients, who are also my fellow advocates and good friends. This would not be possible if it were not for the efforts of PAN in bringing us to each year's yearly forum to attend, as well as providing us with state and national issues throughout each year. You can imagine my delight when they called and asked to introduce this year's recipients, Michael and Gretchen, who are also my very good friends. I've had the pleasure of working with Michael and Gretchen for over a decade through PAN. It'd be hard to find a more dedicated pair in the cause of Parkinson advocacy. And while this is one audience, I do not have to educate on the aspects of PAN. I would like to share with you what goes on behind the scenes. The PAN Forum provides us with endless opportunities coupled with a very busy schedule. However, for us, this is quite the working family reunion where sleep is very hard to come by. From late night brainstormings for Hill Day that frequently include Gretchen's favorite amaretto pineapple upside down cakes, drinks, Chinese food, pizza, and ice cream, to checking up on one another and our daily lives, that we not only have become fellow advocates, but family. Their boundless energy is all the more impressive by the fact they have both had DBS surgery and have coined themselves the Bionic couple. They have a large blended family, 5 children, 3 grandchildren, co-founders of Movers and Shakers, as well as being Florida's PAN State Directors. They have co-authored Living Well with Parkinson's Disease, which your doctor doesn't tell you what you need to know. Their tenacity and their fight for increased funding in Parkinson's research is clearly evident by the fact that they make it a matter of honor to visit every office in the Florida congressional delegation, no matter if they're shorthanded or their own limitations each day. For Michael and Gretchen, giving up has never been an option. One cold, snowy Valentine's Day in D.C. after Hill Day, Gretchen and Michael ventured off with fellow advocates. Nor sleet nor snow would stop them from sharing this day together. Frankly, nothing stops this couple. As Gretchen plowed the sidewalk with her scooter, they scooted through the city streets, and of course she wiped out a few times. Requiring the assistance of a gentleman with flowers in his hand, but with human gratitude and grace, defeat once again was not an option. Michael and Gretchen are truly a selfless couple, advising and counseling fellow Parkinson advocates. The giving of their time knows no geographical boundaries, and they've organized a cruise to the Caribbean for 7 days and nights next March in order to pursue this unselfish goal. We're all familiar with the adage, no good deed goes unpunished. We can only hope that they remember to pack lots of sunscreen. It is my pleasure to introduce to you my good friend and our very own Bionic couple, Michael and Gretchen Church, this year's recipients of the Millie Kondracki Award for Outstanding Advocacy.
Thank you, Michelle. That was very heartwarming. It's a great honor to be here among so many friends, so many people that have come before us. And it's good to see our family here. So many that couldn't be here, but the ones that came, we appreciate it. It's a great honor to receive the Millie Kondracki Award for Outstanding Advocacy. I want to thank the past recipients because they've provided some pretty big shoes for us to fill. We never do these things for the accolades.
But a pat on the back is kind of nice every once in a while.
Thanks, honey.
You're welcome.
First of all, I'd like to thank Amy and the PAN staff. They provide ongoing support regardless of how strange the request by us. A big thank you also for those contributors and sponsors of PAN programs. We couldn't do it without you. Also, I'd like to call attention to the Florida contingency. I appreciate your attendance and I thank you for your hard work. You make my job very easy. Honored guests, friends, those that keep Parkinson's in the forefront and on the cutting edge of biomedical research, a huge thank you. No one ever wakes up and thinks they'll have Parkinson's one day, not at 32 years old. It sneaks up on you. It robs you of your dignity, causes you to look and negotiate issues like, where's the closest bathroom? And things like that. Some of our biggest cheerleaders are our family. For every tremor, spilled cup of coffee, often erratic and sometimes compulsive behavior, continuous prayers, and thank you for those and your support. Someone asked me once what it felt like to have Parkinson's. And the best description I could come up with was that the mind and body live separate lives for a really long time. You think, man, this is going to be a really long day. So why do we do what we do? We do it because it generates hope. I couldn't be standing here before you today if I didn't have hope, and hope is what drives us. Hope is more effective drugs, cutting-edge treatments, and yes, for a cure. Biomedical research has come a long way, but there's still much work to do. Hope inspired those like Morton Millie Kondracki, Joan Samuelson, Michael J. Fox, and countless others. Hope exists in the hearts and minds of people living with Parkinson's disease. It's that hope that motivates Amy and the PAN staff to continue to do what they do best. Our goal is one day to celebrate a cure, but until that day, it is imperative to continue advocating and promoting awareness for those that can't. I'm not sure of the outcome of this election, but one thing is for sure, whoever gets elected to Congress and the presidency, PAN advocates will be there advocating and promoting awareness just the same. We can continue to make a difference together. Although our speech may be soft and shallow like mine and fails me sometimes, together we can create a strong and powerful voice that provides hope. And with that, I yield the balance of my time to my wife and best friend, Gretchen.
Good job, honey. Can you tell we watch way too much C-SPAN? So seriously, Craig, I got about 3 minutes. Well, sorry, it takes me like 3 just to say hi, so I'll do my best, but it's not going to happen. Before I go any further, I have to acknowledge that there is no one else in this entire world that I could imagine sharing this accolade with. And I was going to do this at the end of crying, but my best friend and my husband, you are the cheese to my macaroni, the rum to my Coke. You are my partner, the love of my life, and I don't know what I'd do without you, and I thank you. I would be remiss if I didn't thank God. Our faith is something that gets us through the rocky times. While Michael and I will never say that Parkinson's is a blessing, as we reflect back on our lives, the blessings because of Parkinson's are so numerous they would take up a lot longer than 3 minutes. Not only did we find each other, but our lives have been touched by so many people. We are truly blessed. For those of you that don't know us, we are political junkies by nature, type A personalities.
But there's no 12-step process for us.
Not at all. So instead, I don't know, Patrick, maybe we can work on that, but we'll try. So instead, we chose to jump in with as much passion as we could muster, and PAN was the perfect fit. Thank you, Amy and the PAN staff, for putting up with us for 10 years, even encouraging us as we obsessively went to that last of the 27 congressional offices at 4:59 and keeping the food warm back at the hotel as we stagger in. 10 years ago, we attended our first PAN forum. I can remember we walked into the hotel, and the advocates had literally taken over the bar. I knew we were going to have fun then. We did know a few people, but what we didn't realize is that not only were we about to become engaged in a huge Parkinson's community, we were about to be and become part of the Parkinson's family, because we are more than a community. We are, in fact, a family. You see, there are people here, Jerry Haynes, Gene Burns, Michelle, Kim Kosho, Carol Meenan, Chuck DeBlue, Carl and Angela Robb, and countless others that have impacted our lives. With the advent of social media, we truly are a family. We keep track of each other. We check on each other. We encourage each other. And we work together to create change, promote awareness, and make a difference in the best way that we can. And we thank you all for touching our lives, because we wouldn't be here without you. We'd like to say that the PAN Forum for us is like a shot of Cinemet that goes straight in. Because as we run out of juice and things start to get a little tough, all of a sudden it's February again, and it's time for the forum. We recognize how important the work is that we here at PAN and the grassroots community throughout the Parkinson's community does throughout the year and the week we have here in DC. But the forum is so much more. It's a chance for us to come together, to reconnect, have a little bit of fun, a few pineapple upside down amaretto drinks, work hard together and realize that we can and must make the contribution to this Parkinson's community, because without us, who's going to cheerlead for us? But the forum also impacts our personal lives. I look down at table 25. Y'all can look over there. It's cool. And that's our family. And now I'm going to cry, but that's okay. Although our 5 kids are not here tonight, they continue to be the reason we do everything that we do. But I look down there and I see a bunch of pretty awesome people, of which they've made a commitment to Michael and I to do whatever they can to help support us. You know, it must be hard at times and feel pretty helpless to see your child, your sibling, your best friend struggle through the journey of Parkinson's. And I know at times that they felt helpless, and it's caused them a great deal of pain. My mother, Melanie, is down there, and that's where she was, helpless and feeling that she had no way to help her daughter and her son-in-law. And then she picked up the advocacy torch. My mother's the state director or Oregon state director for PAN. And we are so proud of the work she does. And now suddenly she realized the way she can help us is through advocating. And she makes a difference in the lives of not only Michael and myself, but hundreds of others and thousands of others. And we're so proud. Michael's sister and brother and our best friends have become advocates and do things for us in ways we have no thanks for. And a PAN forum gave the opportunity for the reunion of a father and a son after 30 years of estrangement. We thank you all. We love you dearly. Millie, Mort, Joan, thank you for your vision. Amy, Haley, PAN board, and the entire PAN staff, thank you for bringing this family together. Thanks for fighting for us.